So this next idea is livable density.
The reality is that we're going to have to find different ways to live, and by building compact, complete communities with the walkable streets that Alan Silverio pointed out, I think we can have a community that includes all of us. We don't have to add additional municipal infrastructure. We can use the current water, utility, sewer pipes. We don't have to have, if we were able to expand, adding another fire hall, for example, we wouldn't have to do that because fire departments respond on area, not based on population. FCM tells us that there's an affordable housing crisis. What a great way to provide more housing, especially from the private sector. We also know that if you have a lot of people living in a smaller area, it makes transit more efficient. That it's good for business. Now, we also realize there's barriers. People think that higher density equates to more crime. In fact, the science says otherwise. You can have as good, if not better, quality of life living in a higher density as in a single-family home. It's just a different way of living, and I'd encourage you to consider that when you do your voting.
Now I'm going to turn to staff. Jean-Francois?
My first question for the council would be, how do you define livability in our small town? I have 3 points for the councils. Identify your sustainable principle and design guidelines for density in your project approval procedures. This is your council vision. It's essential, and it has to be different from site to site. Commercial activity should trigger densification planning and not the opposite. Refuse dense projects that are isolated may never become livable. And finally, design. Planning for single-family houses development is easy. It can even be done by surveyors. However, planning livable density is complex, and you need professional advisors that will be able to review your proposal from developers and make sure your sustainable principles are respected. Remember that this expense is an investment in the livability of your community. Thank you.
I'm going to get you to wrap up your conversation, and I'm going to get you to vote.